Hafa-Adai students, I'm Josh Tenorio, your Lieutenant Governor. Thank you for being with us today and for taking the time to continue your learning with PBS University. I also want to thank your teachers and support staff at DOE and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to you, our students. Sidus Ma'asi, and we hope that you enjoy this PBS University instruction.
PBS University is a program by PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education in conjunction with public school teachers. These lessons are created to provide both parents and students with a unique educational experience while helping students to continue learning at home. PBS University, next on PBS Guam.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come along, let's sing a song. We'll have a great adventure. Today's the day, let's learn and play. We'll have a great adventure. Numbers, letters, science things, all that we can do. Help you deal with how you feel. Share with us too. It's super cool and just like school, our awesome learning adventures. So grab a friend, the fun will end. Our awesome learning adventures. Awesome learning adventures with PBS University. Fast, fun, fast. Fast, fun, fast.
Oh, hi, Miss Ryan. What are you doing so high in the sky?
Oh, hi, Mr. Ernest. And hello, my friends. My literacy teacher said that we need to read more books. So after sifting through the library, I found a book titled Lord of the Flies by William Golding.
Oh, yeah, I read that book.
Before reading the book, I wanted to get a first-hand experience of what it's like to be the Lord of the Flies and situate myself high above the flies in the world. I can see everything from up here. I'm the king of the world. I'm the Lord of the Flies, the bees, the birds, the butterflies, the wasp, that airplane.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with the story, Miss Ryan. I think you should read the story first. And I'm getting a little tired of flapping my hands, and I don't know how long I can do this. Oh.
That's because humans can't fly.
What? We can't what?
Oh, there's the bell. We better get to literacy class. Don't forget to check out this episode on YouTube and hit that like and subscribe button.
Wait, did you say we can't fly?
We can fly.
Then how are we doing this?
Hafa-Adai and Rananim, which is hello in Chuukese. Welcome back to another episode of Learning with Mrs. Castro. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy you're spending some of your day with me. Today we have something special. I am going to have my handy dandy gift bag. This has some cool stuff in it, and we're gonna try to figure out what our theme of today's video is. So put on your thinking nuggets and let's try to figure it out together. So here's my first clue for you. It's a Chamorro doll. The next one is a book of postcards about Guam. And finally, a mermaid with her beautiful red hair and her cool fin. She's swimming through the sea. So here are our three clues. We have a mermaid, a Guam doll, and a book of Guam postcards. So can you figure out what our theme of today is, or what we're learning about today? 3, 2, 1. We are actually actually going to be learning about the legend of Serena. We are going to be reading the legend of Serena together, and we'll be learning how figurative speech plays a role in the legend of Serena. All right, let's go! This is the legend of Serena from Guampedia. A playful young woman named Serena once lived near the Hagatna River, right at the place where fresh spring waters dividing the city met the ocean at the river's mouth. Serena loved the water, swimming whenever she could steal a moment from her many chores. One day, Serena's Nana, or mother, sent her to gather coconut shells so she could make coal for the clothes iron. While gathering the shells, Serena couldn't resist the refreshing river. There she swam for a long time, paying little attention to anything else while her Nana called her for her impatiently. Serena's Matlina, or godmother, happened to come by for a visit while Serena's Nana waited for her daughter to return. Serena's Nana began complaining about her daughter, becoming angrier the more she spoke. She knew Serena was probably swimming in the river rather than completing her chores. In irritation, Serena's Nana angrily cursed her daughter with the words, "Since Serena loves the water more than anything, she should become a fish." However, her Matlina, realizing the harshness and power of the woman's word, quickly interjected, "Leave the part of her that belongs to me as human." Suddenly, Serena, still swimming in the river, began to feel a change coming over her. To her surprise and dismay, the lower half of her body transformed into the tail of a fish. She had fins like a fish, and her skin was covered with scales. However, from the waist up, she remained a girl. She was transformed into a mermaid. In her new form, Serena was unable to leave the water. Her Nana soon saw what had happened to her daughter. Regretful of her curse, she tried to take back her harsh words, but she could not undo Serena's fate. Let's talk about figurative language. There are a ton of different types of figurative language. I'll put some here on the screen so you can see the different types. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about 3 different types: metaphors, similes, and hyperboles. A hyperbole is an exaggerated statement used for extra emphasis. Some examples of a hyperbole are, "My feet are killing me," or "This book is the best book that was ever written." It has a lot of emphasis, a lot of exaggeration. The next type of figurative language that I want to talk about are similes. Similes is when you compare 2 different things using like or as. For example, "My hair smells like roses," or "The background of my screen is as blue as the ocean." So anytime you are hearing something being compared and they use like or as, more than likely it's a simile. An example of a simile from the Serena legend was when the legend said that Serena had scales like a fish. And the last thing that I want to talk about are metaphors. Metaphors are just like similes, however, they don't use like or as. An example of this would be, "He is a walking encyclopedia," or "She has a heart of gold." An example from our legend we heard today would be, "Serena is a fish." So, I hope you had an awesome time learning about hyperboles, metaphors, and similes, and the next time you're reading a legend or a short story, listen or read for the similes, metaphors, or hyperboles. It helps to bring the body of work to life. So let's go on an adventure and go to Serena Park. As you can see here, Serena Park has an amazing flame tree right next to it. It also has an awesome bridge, usually called Serena Bridge, where you'll see Serena looking into the distance. And you'll see how she's half fish from the waist down and from the waist up. That's the version of her that belongs to her Matlina, or her godmother, and that is her regular body. All right, boys and girls, that's the end of our episode today. We learned about figurative language. We also went on an adventure to the Serena Bridge, and I hope you learned some cool new things with me today. Thank you, Kitty So, which is also thank you in Chukis, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Remember, you are amazing, you can do hard things, and practice makes progress. I want you to always remember to be your own hype person. I'm always rooting for you no matter where you are. Take care. Bye. Hello! Buenas and half a day. Hafa tatat manahau? That means, how are you in Chamorro? Let's say that again. Hafa tatat manahau. Well, you can respond with, Gov Malik. I am doing great. Let's say that again. Gov Malik. Gov Malik, everyone. Guahusi Mrs. Paulino here for our math corner where everyone counts. Today, you and I will calculate Guam's population density using the concept of a unit rate that compares two measurements, A over B or A divided by B. Some examples of unit rates are miles per hour, blinks per second, calories per serving, steps per day, heartbeats per minute, and number of people per square mile, which is also known as the population density, which we will be learning in this episode. But first, did you know that every 10 years in the United States, and including here in Guam, everyone gets counted, and that includes you too. Your family, your brothers and sisters, your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, anyone else in your household. Now, do you know what this population count is called? That's right, it is known as the census. Census is an official count or survey of a population, typically recording various details of individuals such as age, gender, marital status, citizenship, ethnicity, language, members in a household, your family income, housing, and types of employment. So why is census important to us? And why do we need to spend so much of our resources and money to count our island's population? Well, let's watch this and learn.
We have the power to improve the schools our kids learn in, the roads we drive on, the healthcare we receive, and the opportunities for more jobs. By responding to the 2020 census of Guam, we can uplift future generations by providing them with the resources they need to grow as a community. Together, we can make a difference. Respond today.
To help us analyze the data collected and use the information for future planning, we need to do something to help us make sense of the numbers. Now, let's think of some questions you would like to know about Guam's population. Now, using the chart provided, try to answer some of these questions. What is Guam's total population? 153,836. Did it increase or decrease from the previous census? That's right. It decreased by 5,522. Now, why do you think so? Maybe we have families also leaving the island. But then again, we can further look into the data and find out the reasons why we have families that are leaving Guam and moving to maybe the States. Now, which village has the highest population? That's right, Dedido at 44,908. Which one has the least? That's right, Umatic with only 647 people. Which village has seen the largest growth from the previous census 2010, 10 years ago? That's right, Talafofo at 500. Now, why do you think is that? Now, what is the population of your own village? That's awesome! Now, can you guess which village is most densely or heavily populated per square mile? First, you need to find the unit rate, A over B, by dividing the population from the square miles. For example, take Guam's total population, 153,836,
and divided by 209 and 8100 square miles. That equates to the population density, which is 733 people per square mile. Now take a calculator and try it out for yourself. What is your village population density? Cool. Now can you find the village with the highest population density? It is Agana Heights, that's right, with 3,566 people per square mile. Great job, everyone! You did it! Well, that's all the math fun we can do for now. In the meantime, you can take a screenshot or a photo of this chart and try solving for the unit rate or the population density for each of the village together with your classmates. Hey, I can't wait to see you in the next episode where we will learn about colors in math. For now, make each day count because math counts, everyone counts, and so do you. Until next time, everyone, adios!
Oh, Ali, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Jace, your 6th to 8th grade science whiz teacher. Ali in Palawan means hello or watch out. Do you want to know what I was looking at under my handy dandy magnifying glass? Well, check it out. What do you think it is? Oh, I hear you. Did you say a rock? Oh, a gem. A mineral? Well, stay tuned after our lesson and let's find out. For our science lesson today, let's get our Explorer kits ready and learn about rocks found on our island.
We are now down here in Malessu, and you can see how the sand on these beaches are dark and black, mainly because it was created from lava rocks like basalt, igneous, and pumice that turned it into sand. And if you're lucky, you may just find Mr. Krabs strolling along enjoying the beautiful black sandy beaches of Guam. Now let's take a fun drive to the beautiful villages up north of Guam and check out their beaches. Look at how white these sand grains are. These white sands are pulverized pieces of limestone rocks and dead corals that have been broken down over many years.
Did you know Guam was created through a volcanic eruption many years ago, and it also has created two main rock types of rock formations. Rocks are the solid parts of the earth and can be very different from one another. So, depending on which village you live on, the northern side, like the village of Derido or Jigo, you'll be standing on rocks made out of billions of tiny fossils and shell fragments called limestone. If you're from Agate or Talifofo, you'll be standing on volcanic soils and black basaltic type rocks called basalt. So first of all, what even made the rocks? Well, they are chunks of minerals all compacted together to make one solid piece.
Let's explore how limestone is formed. Millions of years ago, prehistoric creatures lived in the sea. Over time, different layers formed on top of each other. Animals that passed away leave behind bones and shells, which add to the sediment layers. Now let's look at how basalt rock forms. Basalt rock is formed from basaltic lava. When magma comes out to the Earth's surface, it becomes lava. Now that lava is out of the volcano, it starts cooling rapidly, and what's left is basalt rock.
So boys and girls, you learned that rocks can be very different from one another depending on how it's created. You also learned what types of rocks you're standing on depending on what village on Guam you live in. I bet you now know what these are called. Well, check it out. What do you think it is? Oh, a gem. A mineral? Did you say a rock? You were right. They are rocks, made out of many different forms of minerals. You did amazing today, boys and girls. And like Einstein said, never stop questioning and stay curious. Bye-bye.
Buenas and half a day, kids. My name is Tony Wally II, and I will be your 5th through 8th grade social studies teacher here at PBS University. I'm super excited to get started, and I cannot wait to present you all some fun and fascinating social studies lessons. And with that said, why don't we get started? This is our first meeting and all, so I was thinking let's dive back into history and learn about some of the earliest greetings known to man. And fittingly, we start in ancient Egypt, where Egyptians would gift each other with symbolic gifts during the New Year's that would be inscribed with the phrase Au Ab Nab, which means all good luck. Basically, they would wish each other good fortune for the upcoming year. And since this is a new season of PBS University, I would like to wish you all Au Ab Nab for all of our upcoming lessons. Now you give it a try. Au Ab Nab. Au Ab Nab. Very good. So next time you go visit a friend, whether they live all the way up in Dedido or all the way down south in Malessu, make sure you greet them by saying Au Ab Nab. Speaking of villages, by the way, that is our first lesson with each other. So come on, kids, we're gonna learn about villages. Okay, kids, now let's see if Mr. Wadley can find his trusty old map of Guam. Now, it's gotta be down here somewhere, so let me just reach down here and see if I could get it. I think I got it. Is it this thing? No, that's not the map of Guam. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it's gotta be in here somewhere. Oh, I think I got it. Is it this thing? No, that's not even close. That's not the map of Guam. All right, third time's the charm. Let's try. Okay, come on. Kids are counting on you. It's somewhere in here. Oh, I think I got it. Is it this one? Yay! There's the map of Guam. We finally found it. Now, take a good long look at this map, kids. How many villages do you see on this map? Go ahead and count them. Very good, kids. There are 19 total villages on Guam. There are 5 in the north, 5 in the center, and the rest of them, the 9, are in the south. Now, how many of you know all the villages by name? What's that? Really? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little saddened to hear that, but don't worry. That's why we're here to learn, as I, Mr. Watley, will tell you all 19 villages on Guam. Let's get started with the villages in the north. The first village we're gonna talk about is Jigo, which is the biggest village on Guam. And right next to it is the village of Dededo, which is the second biggest village, but also the biggest village based on population size. Right below Dededo, you have the village of Tamuning, which is one of the most populated villages on Guam and also has the biggest tourist sites and beaches. Right across from it is Barrigada, which is mostly known for having the airport in it. And right across from Barrigada is the village of Manilao. The interesting thing about the village of Manilao, if you look closely, it's actually in the shape of an M. So when in doubt, if you don't know where Manilao is, look for the village that looks like an M. Now below all these villages, we have the central villages. One of the more obscure villages is Mongmong Toto Maiti, which is the only village that has 3 names attached to it. Right next to Mongmong Toto Maiti is the very capital of Guam, Hagåtña. And then we have Agana Heights, which is right next to Hagåtña, just slightly higher. See what I did there? You see what I did? Right next to Agana Heights is the true heart of Guam, the most central village on the island, and that is Sinahaña. And the final central village is Chalimpago. And from there, we'll go down into the southern villages. And why don't we start off with probably, arguably, the most popular southern village, because everybody who's from there always talks about it, Jotnya. Right across from Jotnya, we get into Asan Maina, followed by Piti, and then we get into Sumai, which is also now known as Santa Rita, where you will find the naval base here on Guam. Heading further south, we get into Agat, which, fun fact, is the mango capital of Guam and where the Mango Festival is held each year. Going more south, we go into Umataq, a village very important to Guam's history, as this was the very village that Ferdinand Magellan arrived on March 6, 1521. Across from Agat and Umataq, we have the lovely village of Talafofo, nicknamed God's Country for its lovely lands, and most famous for its beautiful Talafofo Falls. Right below Talafofo, we have the village of Inarahan, or Inalahan in Chamorro, which is also famous for a natural water spot, its natural Inarahan pool. And the last village we'll talk about is the southernmost village on Guam, Malesu. And there you go, kids! We learned about all 19 of Guam's villages. Hooray! Very good. And there you go, kids! Now you know all 19 villages here on the lovely island of Guam. And that concludes our lesson for today. I hope you learned something new. I hope you really enjoyed. And before we leave, just remember, kids, if it happened, it's history. So until the next moment in history comes, kids, I'm Tony Watley II, and I'll see you at our next lesson here at PBS University. Have a good day. Take care.
This is the Thrive in 5 Corner with me, Miss Castro, where in 5 minutes you're going to be learning 5 helpful tips to become a charming, sophisticated, cool, and happy teen. So welcome, half a day, hello, buenos dias to my Latino friends. That means good day, and it is a good day to go on a trip off island. Yes, I be tripping, and you are gonna be tripping with me. Vacation time. So let's get packing, shall we? Where to, you ask? Well, I'll give you a hint. It has a famous bay, much bigger than our Tumon Bay. When we get there, I can't wait to show you the best way to enjoy your trip as a teenager because you have a great advantage to enjoying your vacation time with your family. You are young and you have a lot of energy. The Thrive in 5 Corner travel checklist is: number 1, attitude with altitude. Number 2, learn the local way. Number 3, try something new. Number 4, go off the grid. Number 5, make moments to remember. Did you figure out where we're going? The bays we are familiar with are found all over the coastal villages of our island. But this bay has a very famous attraction. You got it, that's right. It's the Golden Gate Bridge. Great job, which means we are in San Francisco. So let's see how we can accomplish everything on our Thrive in 5 Corner travel checklist. And I have Liam here, who is our teen travel expert.
We're about to embark on our journey.
Number 1 is attitude with altitude. Attitude is how you choose to react or behave towards a situation. It's typically reflected in a person's behavior. Altitude is the height of an object or structure above sea level. Altitude is best shown in how high airplanes can fly. So by remembering these two similar words, it can help us to stay highly positive. Because traveling can be stressful. All the planning, moving, the cramping in together, the lugging of luggages. Attitude with altitude means that you are highly motivated to stay upbeat, to move, to cooperate, so that you can enjoy activities with your family.
You can expect some turbulence along the way, but if you remain calm, you'll get to the fun destination.
Number 2 is learn the local way. Ever heard the saying, when in Rome, act as the Romans do? Why? So you don't get trapped.
Tourist trapped. Tourists have to flock to these famous attractions, so you can expect the lines to be long and the prices expensive.
When you learn what the locals enjoy, some tips and tricks of how they do things, then you can avoid all that. Like when your parents decide to rent a car, sometimes traffic in the city can be crazy. Just take a look.
If you took a tour bus, it'll cost you $60 or more.
Guys, we're making our way to the Fisherman's Wharf, and this is our transportation for today.
We chose the day pass and toured the city on the famous cable cars. It's $8 one way, so that's pretty pricey if you don't pay for it in advance. We only paid $13 for a day pass. We got to hop on and off and tour San Francisco's districts, villages as I'd like to call them because it reminds me of home. One stop was Chinatown.
Number 3 is try something new. Eat like a local. Food has always helped to identify a region.
So in Chinatown, locals get such a great deal.
This is like 6 of the shumais on Guam.
Humongous dim sum. San Francisco is known for this place. It's their village by the sea called Fisherman's Wharf. People flock to this place and they have to try the world-famous sourdough bread. It's healthy, it's probiotic, and it's huge. You also have to try their fish and chips and eat it like a local.
I was extremely delighted to find out that San Franciscans are big on being vegan. Number 4 is go off the grid or go off the wall. Look at them skaters go.
Have fun away from your electronic devices. There's nothing wrong with taking a selfie to capture those moments. But remember to just sit back and enjoy the scenery. Have
some splash time, get some fun in the vitamin D fortified sun, and talk about a place that's off the grid, we went to Alcatraz, a famous prison village on an island, but it's closed now and it has become such a cool museum. So don't miss the chance to check out some museums to get a true interactive experience. And number 5 is make moments to remember. And trust me, you're going to want to capture these memories. And you can start by making a collection of certain types of souvenirs. You can do magnets, lapel pins, shirts, mugs. You can take cool family portraits and lots of pictures to capture those fun moments. Can food be a souvenir? They're the best kinds. You can share your experiences about the culture, ethnicity, or the deliciousness of the food you tried and take it back home in packaged treats. They're mighty tasty. I had such a fun time with the Thrive in 5 Corner teen travel expert, Liam. Let's give him a hand. He was really good at following the 5 steps of being a cool teen traveler. Now let's do a recap. Remember the 5 steps? Number 1 was attitude with altitude. Stay highly positive. Number 2 is learn the local way. Eat, act, and enjoy like a local. Number 3 is try something new. An activity, food, or even a greeting. Number 4 is go off the grid. Put your electronic devices on vacay too. And number 5 is make memories to remember. The trip won't last forever, but pictures and souvenirs do. This has been a Thrive in 5 Corner with me, Miss Castro. And remember to vibe, jive, and strive.
Hapaday PBS University friends and Temwakwe. Temwakwe. I'm Senora Max and it's Chamorro time! Yeah! Temwakwe means you are the best from the island, the beautiful island of Cook. And you say Temwakwe, Femagun? Malik, Femagun? I remember going to a festival here in our island of Guam, and it was a festival to celebrate all the cultures through the arts, through the foods, you name it. One thing that was my favorite from the Cook Islands, friends, was their costume making. They had so much colors that they were using, and also shells. What? You love seashells? I do too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful when we get to celebrate who we are through the arts. Isn't that just amazing? Today, you're going to learn how to use half a day and adios in a conversation. What? Yes! That is so awesome! I was just about to ask you, do you remember what half a day means? We said it earlier too. That's right, Femagun. Half a day means hello. And what is super cool too is, I'm sure you know, I heard you at the back, adios means goodbye. Awesome job. So now that we know that you already know, oh my goodness, that is so awesome. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our conversation. Are you ready, Kon Listu Hamzu? I want you to imagine you are at the beach and you are walking and you come across a friend who you haven't seen in a long time. You look up and what do you say to each other? Awesome job, Femagun. That's right. You say, hello, how are you? How are you? That's right. In Chamorro, we say, Hapa Tata Manu How. Hapa Tata Manu How. Your turn, Famagun. Let's say it together. Hapa Tata Manu How. Hapa Tata Manu How. How do you say hello? How are you in your language, Famagun? Maulik. I love how we're sharing different languages here. Si does maasi. So let's get back to the beach with your friend. So your friend asks you, how are you doing? What are you going to say then, Famagun? That's right, you're going to say, I am fine. I am fine. Yes, in Chamorro we say, Maulikat zu. Maulikat zu. Your turn, Famagun. Can you say Maulikat zu? Maulik, Famagun. Wow, you guys are doing really, really awesome. So, Famagun, let's just say you and your friend are done chatting and catching up at the beach. What then are you going to say? That's right, you're going to say goodbye until we meet again, right? Maulik, in Chamorro we say adios hasta aquí. Adios hasta aquí. Your turn, Famagun. Can you say adios hasta aquí? Maulik, Famagun. Great job. High five. Now, how do you say goodbye until then in your language, Famagun? Awesome. Maulik, si dus maasi for sharing. Now it's time to have some fun, friends. And because you are Temwa Koe, you are the best, I'm going to grab my guitar and teach you how to sing a song to remember the conversation that you just learned so you can take it and learn with your friends at the beach, at a party. It doesn't matter. Okay, are you ready? Hafa day, hafa tata manu how. Hafa day toru maulik hatsu. Hafa day, hafa day. Hafa, 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 hafa day. Hafa, 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 hafa day. Adios hasta aquí. Adios. All right, PBS University friends, I have my guitar. So, we're going to follow along with the words. Very easy, very fun. Take this song and share it with a friend. Ready? Hapa day, hapa tata manu how. Hapa day, toru malikatu. Hapa day, hapa day. Adios hasta aquí. Adios hasta aquí. Adios hasta aquí. Adios. Yeah. Awesome job, PBS University friends. Amazing singing. Way to go. This concludes our lesson for the day, but before we go, friends, let's just review. We already remembered in the beginning that hafa means hello and adios means goodbye. But we learned how to say, how are you doing? Do you remember what that is? That's right, it means hafa tata manu how. And how do we say I am good? Maulik, Famagun. Maulik katsu. Oh, and the last one, adios. But what do we have? Goodbye until then. Do you remember? That's right. Adios hasta aquí. Remember, Famagun. Hasu. You are strong. Met good how. Thank you for joining me in Chamorro time. Chamorro time. Until next time. Adios. Adios hasta aquí.